welcome everyone to another Pioneer video featuring Niv to Light. I am going to try to play probably Yorion version, playing this deck. So with some of the card choices that we have here before I get into a league. I'm trying out, the big thing I wanted to try out is Gilded Goose, and the reasoning for this is I wanted to try to work on ramping quickly into a Valky. So you could often go turn 1 Goose, turn 2 Carried, turn 3 Bring to Light, get Valky, which I think a lot of decks will struggle to recover from. Also just even ramping into something like Niv Mizzet, Omnath is also very good. Gilded Goose is also okay, pretty good with Yorion as something that you could blink and get you a little value. But the downside of having Goose is that you're a little bit worse in the grindier matchups, which makes up a good chunk of the Pioneer meta right now. It is a little bit better against the aggro and mid-range decks, and not so much against the control decks that you see running around quite a bit. That said, you can still ramp into Bring to Light even against control decks, and if they don't hold up interaction, that's still possibly GG's. For the rest of the deck, it's fairly straightforward. 4 Valky / Tibalt, 4 Niv, 4 Bring to Light, with the main deck heavily slanted to combat a lot of the aggro decks, which tends to be pretty popular as well. Sideboard, playing Fatal Push to bring against a lot of the elf decks and aggro, Dovid's Veto for control, and also could be useful against mono green. D-Spark against bigger mana decks in mono green. Specifically, what I'm worried about is Vorinclex and Nissa. Ashiok for the mirror, as well as the World Tree decks that are starting to run around a little bit. I think I'm not convinced that those are actually good decks, but they do exist, and I think a lot of people will be interested in trying them out. Unmoored Ego, I'm playing a copy of this for similar reasons as an extraction effect against those decks that go very big. And then Rakdos Return for mid-range mirrors like Niv. Ashiok's also for Niv as well. Casualties of War is, again, mono green, and also some of the bigger decks, Mirror and so forth. Shark Dragonclaw for anything playing counterspells, which I've been running into quite a bit lately, and then Deafening Clarion for the aggro matchups. Sorry about that. My headphones just turn off randomly sometimes. I actually charged them the other night, and it's saying that they're charged, but it just sometimes just randomly shuts off. So this might be something that I'm going to have to deal with as we move forward. So anyways, that's the deck. I'm going to jump into a league. Hopefully it doesn't take us too long to get a match here. Yep, we want to play number 2. Under play points. All right, we got an opponent. We're on the play. This hand is tricky. Tap mana base kind of stinks. I'm going to keep it because we could still get like a turn 4 Bring to Light. And maybe I get lucky and draw an untapped land. Hallowed Fountain Not sure what this is going to be. Okay. Get an island. Charming Prince is good. So, interestingly, my opponent is playing Charming Prince. Did not reveal a Yorion, nor are they playing 80 cards, which is where I usually see Charming Prince. I am going to take this turn to develop my mana. For the F6 value, I'm going to just fetch here, get a mountain, and I should be good with all my colors from here on out. Fabled Passage here, we'll get a forest. Okay, so we're playing some sort of aggro deck, I guess. Blue-white humans. We'll see what they reveal. Luminarch Aspirant. Okay, pretty good. Here, I think we just easily go with Niv. Missing white. Got another Bring to Light. Dreadboard to kill stuff. That was a good hit overall. We'll ditch Fabled Passage. Since we're running out of basics to get. So they're green as well. They're going to bounce. So we have to kill the Teferi before we could do a Bring to Light, okay? I'm going to I think I'm gonna, well, Dreadboard can kill a lot of things. I think Abrupt Decay probably is more versatile. Only thing is I only have 2 black, and then one of the blacks is tied up with the white. So it means I'm gonna have to take a hit again. What I think we just do is we decay here. And then no, we can't do Bring to Light right now. And we'll tag the Bugler right now. There might be a Coco deck. I imagine that's why the green is there. They still have Aspirin in hand. So Solar Blaze can kill a lot of stuff here while leaving behind my Sylvan. So there's a red. What do we feel like doing here? Probably shocking in a red, black, and green. We already have green and white, and I could kill something with Dreadboard here. Probably. Hold on, my thing is beeping again. It's still working. Okay. I can actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we'll just kill something so we don't have to move to discard. We'll get rid of the Aspirant. Interesting. Queller, sure. So they're going to bounce my Niv again. Collected company, sure. Deputy, I imagine they might be playing Deputy of Detention, and that's what they're looking to try to do here. So we can pretty much blow them out here with Bring the Light, getting Skyclave is fine. Here's another black. Dreadbore has nothing to kill. Luminarch Aspirant, let me think. We'll get rid of Aspirin again, or is it Bugler? Because they're going to possibly keep blinking. What does Glass Pool Mimic do? It's a copy. Okay. I think it's Bugler here. Also makes it more likely that I could Solar Blaze. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can... They already got rid of the Luminarch Aspirant. I can bounce Oath of Kaya and kill the Charming Prince. That could be a thing. Do I have the mana for it? I don't think so. Blue. Yeah, I do. White. I don't know if this is necessarily correct. So they might attack into my Teferi. And the reason why I didn't just go and either cast Solar Blaze, well, for one, the Solar Blaze is because they have a bunch of 2/3, so it won't do anything there. It'll kill my own Niv. And then I didn't go for the Shadow's Verdict because I want to get more cards out of their hands. I Shadow's Verdict. I'll keep my Niv, but they'll be allowed to build their board some more. Oh, Ketra's Monument. Sure, Skyclave will get my Teferi. So now I can actually do something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I can't go and get. I can maybe go get. So maybe the turn is attack and white creatures. Whenever you cast a creature spell, create a 1/1 with vigilance. Okay, so I could possibly Solar Blaze. I'll attack, Solar Blaze. Everything will die. I'll get my Teferi back, and then I can I could bring the light and go get 1, 2, 3, 4. I could bring the light and go get Tibalt, and I could bounce the other thing. I don't know if I want to bounce Thurbid Inspector. I can exile it and they'll have no board, so I think that's what I'm going to do. And I'll have a Teferi and a Tibalt active. It doesn't really matter here because I can. I won't get the fairy back. Sorry, I'll get the illusion. and just keep the board nice and clean. Maybe it's correct to go for Oketra's Monument, but I have other answers to that. I can eventually get that with Tibalt. So I still have Glasspool Mimic. Skyclave getting, I don't know what. Sure, Oath of Kaya. Plus, what do we get? Omnath. We can Omnath here and then go get, let me make sure, green, red, blue, black, white, yeah, blue. They'll probably just Glasspool Mimic. Okay. So maybe now we go for Shadow's Verdict. And we get our Omnath. I think I already played the land. That was a minor punt there. And we get an illusion. And I could have also played a Thrabbit Inspector, but that's okay. So now I think I'm going to destroy this monument. Since they're trying to go pretty wide here. We can go wide too. Get some value. All right. So definitely push. Goose is fine. Clarion. They have, I imagine they're going to be bringing in some number of counter spells. Niv is okay. Omnath is meh. Solar Blaze did not seem good at all. I think the Fairy will be good because they're they play Collected Company. I'm almost kind of interested in a Casualties of War, but I think it's just too expensive and we shouldn't do that. Could see cutting a Goose, could see cutting like a Bring to Light, but I think we want to ramp pretty hard. Maybe this Omnath is just going to get tagged. It does gain life, but it has to be combined with a land. It does draw a card. 4/4 body is relevant. Maybe it's a Nahiri. I don't know if they're going to be playing any enchantments. Probably just Omnath. We gain life else in other ways, such as Uro and Oath of Kaya. Alright, we'll go with this. Valky is good. Both sides of Valky are good here because it could swipe a creature early and then pretty much kills every threat that they have later. Yeah, this seems fine. No blue for this, but I have cheap interaction and I can eventually cast Nahiri. So hopefully we do draw the blue. That's not blue. Okay. Nice. There's blue. We'll go here. No. See what they do. We'll take this, only 2 damage. Now we'll kill 1. This is a reason to board out. Teferi's a reason to board out some Bring to Lights, but I have answers for Teferi. Blue, green, in whatever color. There's an answer for Teferi. So next turn I could kill Teferi here before they get value out of it. But what I think I'll do is Valky first. Cast Valky. Bait out that Coco. I think, yeah. I guess they didn't take the bait. There's the Coco, Reflector Mage. Okay, I guess. Try it. Here's Coco. They'll probably hit the Spell Queller. Yep. Okay, let me see. All right, so I can't imagine they have another, they have whatever this is. So they decide to play this. No. So they're going to basically try to Valky anything that I, or they're trying to Spell Queller anything that I do. Sorry, my dog is going off right now. I'm okay with conceding here. I don't really have anything going on. and they just basically kind of have me locked out. Yeah. Yeah, I still mostly like what we were doing. Two too many Nahiris that game, or one too many Nahiris that game. Same with Valky. Alright, this is okay. I'm definitely going to keep it because we could basically cast everything. I have Sylvan carried it so I could get ahead on mana. And I'll hold on to possibly the Endowed Triumph. I'll hold on to possibly the Endowed Triumph to cycle it. Alright, there's Bring the Light. Hopefully they don't have it to Fairy. Can't always have it, right? Will Valky take a look at what they have in their hand? We can Valky and Sylvan carried it here. And they have to Fairy. Alright. So this is basically dead. I was hoping that they wouldn't have it, and they had two. That was probably a reason to hold on to Valky there. So I could cast it in a couple turns. I'll probably attack down the Teferi now. Before I do that, let's see if we could get some. Okay. Sure. We'll get white. This hand just completely played into their game plan. The way it came together, which is not good for us. Sure, on the night, we know that they just had Mana Confluence now, Hallowed Fountain, and a Teferi. That was another draw. Okay. So here's an Oath of Kaya. They could have Queller. I think I'm going to try it. They have Queller. Of course they do. Alright. There's a Mana Confluence, so we know they have a Teferi. Okay. So we need something else besides this. Fatal Push is good. This actually kind of works. So if a permanent I control left the battlefield this turn. Thing is, it's gone because of the queller. But because, so they don't get value from that, we'll do this. Did I have another queller? I'm just getting destroyed here. Okay, I'm just done with this game. That's fine. We're super far behind. I just absolutely got obliterated game 2 and 3 there. Everything that they were doing played right into what I was doing. Or I should say everything I was doing played right into their game plan. Just essentially ended up with answers to everything I was doing. And yeah, I was hoping that they had didn't have Teferi, and it ended up my threats that I drew into ended up being double bring to light, which is essentially not like I can't cast it. I can cast it, I just get 0 value from it. Okay, it's a Yorion deck. So we could do turn 3 Teferi here. And that's part of the problem, that previous match, part of the problem with playing 80 cards. If I drew my own Teferi, for example, the texture of that game would have been way different. Okay, so we can't get a turn 3 Teferi here. This is probably, seeing Rogren, it's probably fires. No. Okay, I know this deck. Well, they'll be able to bounce no matter what I do. So, we'll just get Golos. Actually, I could turn this into a Valkyrie, though they could still bounce it. I mean, sorry, I could turn Valkyrie into Clothis, but they could still bounce it. I guess that's a bit better than Golos. Huh. Alright. I'm not going to turn it into... I'm not going to turn it into a Clothis right now. I'm just going to sack, get a blue, and say go. See what they do with their next turn. I'll make a food. And I'll probably just start cycling through these Teferis. So now they're going to bounce either Goose. I think they'll bounce the Valky. Yeah. Create the food now. Okay. I can go Nahiri and cash in one of these, which is kind of cool. I can actually go here and replay Bounce My Own Goose and replay it, which I kind of like. And we don't get a land. We just have a lot of the same stuff in hand. So if they go Clothis here, I can exile the Clothis. They don't yet. So they're not going to play Clothis. So I know they don't have Snow-Covered Forest anymore. They got rid of Fabled Passage. Teferi's gone. Valakut Awakening's still there. Arbor Grazer. So we have to worry about getting rid of the World Tree soon. So hopefully we draw land. We do. Notably, we can't, if we have Bring the Light, we can't use that yet. Black. And then what do I need? Green. We don't want Bring the Light. Maybe I should have gotten Bring the Light. I must discard. Get rid of the Teferi. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they can Golos to get World Tree here. I have to try to find my slaughter games and take out Perforos. I could cycle one of these Teferis here and kill their Teferi. They're still a little bit of ways away from ramping to using this. So this, they still have these two, and then Yorion in hand. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, okay. Well, there's that. So they can, another thing they could do is they could Golos, but that's a lot less threatening once I slaughter games. We'll attack Teferi first, make them block with the Grazer. Teferi, Time Raveler. Sure. Get Perforos. So their combo is gone. Perforos got the Forge. So now they don't have a combo kill. They're playing. Let's see what they're playing. Their hand is Valakut Awakening, Castle Vantress. So they could still kill. They have Sell the Records. I basically played this exact deck earlier today off stream. So they could still go Uro. They still have Uro to kill me. They could still go with Golos and Omnath and or Clothis, but most of those I feel very confident against now that we took this angle away from them. Okay. So they'll probably bounce my Niv and attack down my Teferi, which I'll let happen because I'm struggling on mana here. I imagine they'll activate Golos. Yep. You get your activation. You can Valakut Awakening and cycle your hand. you can get another Golos. Golos is legendary, but they'll keep this one and then they'll just get another land. Sure. I need the mana. Passage, huh? Sure. Okay, here's a land. Kind of don't want them to get another Golos activation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they could get another land if they bounce Golos. Okay, so there's another land, which I'm keen on playing. I can actually go Uro here. And we'll go Drowned, since we can't, as of yet, we can't cast Uro. So if they go for, what's our Clothis, sure. They'll get rid of my Teferi here. They have a land. They'll play a lot of stuff. So they're basically a combo deck with the Omnath side game plan, but without all the top end payoffs of Omnath. Just a big mana deck, I guess. So yeah, they could sack and sack, they'll get a bunch of mana, and if they probably, with 8 cards in hand, have another land in hand. So they'll be able to deal 4 damage to me and my Teferi. They're going to get a significant board, which makes me not as keen to play Valky. I kind of want to wait. Yep, there's a life. So we're going to want to make sure that we our time is pretty good here. Okay. And that we remain ahead on time. Sure. Mana. They're going to go Golos, I imagine. And they're going to trigger Omnath again. So it's a pretty good board. I can't Niv to light here. I could get Omnath, or sorry, I could get Uro, and I can bounce Omnath. They'll bounce my Uro. That's kind of okay. Can't see my library. Continue to develop my mana. They can activate Golos again. I am just trying to get to a point where I'm trying to find a way to destroy their Golos, so I'm trying to build up my mana. They could probably cast Golos and activate here again. They can, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This costs 7 to activate. Yeah, they'll have plenty more basics here. Oh, they can tap for color because of the World Tree too. Settle we don't care about. We really don't care about much of anything. So we're not too worried about what they're doing. We just have to make sure they don't overwhelm us. So that's what we're trying to prevent, essentially. Like I said, they're going to bounce with here. They'll attack with Omnath. There goes another Teferi. I have to get rid of this Teferi, try to get rid of this Teferi for, so I can bring the light. I'm actually probably going to block with the Goose. It's not providing mana at this point, and it'll just help me get to Uro quicker. Okay. So, what I could do here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can exile Golos. I can also just exile the Omnath. I can exile Golos with Valky. Maybe what I do is I just see what I get off Niv, which I think is the right play. Black, white, Oath of Kaya. That's cool. Play here. Red, black. Destroy Golos. Nice. Cycle. Discard. We'll get rid of a Bring the Light and a Nahiri. Maybe it was Valky as well, or actually probably Uro. That's okay. They still have the one guy, Clothis. So they're going to deal a bunch of damage to me with the Omnath. Wonder if they have another Golos. Nope, they're going to cast their own. They're going to cast their own Uro, which will kill Teferi and then exile the Uro. They may have it settle the wreckage. Oh, they're going to blink a bunch of stuff here. Sure. Like I said, we just have to make sure we stay ahead on time. It's a lot of mana that they're using here. Blink and Omnath. Blink everything. They might have settled the wreckage. We'll see. There's Uro. So here comes everything again. So I wonder if we Shadow's Verdict. Can we kill Yorion? No, the Shadow's Verdict will get rid of the Teferi. Play. Go Shadow's Verdict, get rid of everything. Then I want to probably here. Nice. Now I'm going to green here. Gain a bunch of life. No. So I could still possibly die here. They bounce. 8 plus 4 is 12. I can go to 1 if they have a bunch of land drops, which they do. Yep. This is what I was afraid of. Might be able to stabilize if we could survive this turn. There's Clothis. That's going to be a clock. They clock me for 8. So I can Omnath. A lot of mana. We can utter end. Maybe we want to get, we're at 9. we kind of want to deal with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We want to get rid of that. 1, 2, 3, 4. They could, if they can. I think we might just want to get Earl 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. What can we tag with this? We can hit the Teferi. Okay, we don't need to worry about Teferi then, but I will cast it. And then next turn, as long as we survive, we'll be looking to bring the lighting. Okay. Do we bring the light for Teferi or for Valky? I think so. Again, paying attention to time. They possibly have, what's that card? Let's go here, red. So I'll just attack with Uro. They possibly have Settle the Wreckage. There's a whole bunch of mana. We could use this to here. Then I think we just go get our own Yorion. Let's see. Who's this owned by? Is this mine? Another settle? We'll get rid of Valky and here. Trying to end this game quickly. we don't really care about too much of any of this stuff. So I'm just going to do plus, no, okay, stay ahead on time. All right, and we're still ahead on time. Barely, but we are. Okay. Ashiok is good. Unmoored Ego, probably Despark. Veto, actually I don't know if Veto's good. They have Teferis. Serac might be good. Casualties I like. Rakdos' Return. Probably got some Geese. Oath of Kaya. Maybe an Omnath. Solar Blaze is not good. Shadows, well, Shadows Verdict killed a lot of their stuff in that one turn. But ultimately, I don't know if that's the game plan against them. Anything I don't really like too much. Probably Omnath is still okay. Serac might not be necessary, to be honest with you. Maybe we want the Geese. They go pretty hard into Teferi, so Bring to Light might not be that good. We just want to make sure we have answers to it. I think this is fine. Yeah, we'll go with something like this. Keep. Endatha, then Overgrown will be the play. Or actually we could do Endatha, then Breeding Pool. Okay, Breeding Pool, yes. I wonder if they have a counter spell for Sylvan. Maybe a Censor, nope. Oh, they're just playing Growth Spiral. Okay, so they're pretty far ahead on mana here. We're gonna just play Teferi. They probably have a counter spell. Okay, that's fine. No. Here we go. We'll next try to bring to light for Slaughter Games, depending on what we get. I mean, we may not Slaughter Games just yet. We may just go to Teferi, try to get a threat on the board. I imagine they have like something like Gust. That's fine. Now we could play, let me see what World Tree does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so now we have double Bring to Light. What we'll do is green, white, blue, black, Valky. Tibalt, I say. Exile here, empty board. If they have Omnath, that sucks, but we can then bring the light for a Slaughter Games. Alright, hopefully they can't trigger Omnath to get rid of my Valky. That's kind of what I was afraid of. I want to try to keep this as active as possible. That's just one. Oh, no land drop. Okay, there's on More Ego. Alright, nice. Stomping Ground. One, two, three, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, yes. Do we just get, I think we just go here, right? They're still ways away from activating World Tree, so I'm not worried about it too much. Falcon Awakening, sure, that's their turn. We'll unward Ego. There's the Fairy. So this is not looking good. That's kind of okay. So we'll go plus. Casualties is nice. In fact, I kind of like that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do I want to do that here? Do I want to just go on More Ego? Yeah. Destroy land, destroy Planeswalker, cast, cancel, cast. So they're F6'd. Perforos. God of the Forge. They have one in hand. Okay. They're pretty safe. 1, 2, 3, 4, red, white, blue, black, green. Try to get this game over with. Oh, I missed it. No, Mystical Dispute, that's fine. Could have played around that 100%, but okay. And I could get rid of that with Valky here. exile all graveyards. And we'll go get a Niv. Okay, they conceded. Alright, 1-1. Play another match. That was a grind. I wouldn't mind playing a couple of aggro decks at this point. Join match. Alright, I played against this opponent last night. They're generally on Omnath ramp. Play. So we could slaughter games down. We'll get blue with this. And we'll get Omnath. Island. So now we'll name Omnath. Okay, Growth Spiral. They had 3 Growth Spirals, 2 land, and an Uro. So they can kind of go off. They can do another Growth Spiral here. Another Growth Spiral. Another Uro. No lands. Okay, so we got a land there. We'll just go cast our own Omnath. Fairy, bounce this. That's a problem. Sure. Another one. No land. 1, 2. So we're going to. That's actually pretty good. And white here. We don't want that. Black. Kill here. Send a message, I guess. A lot of mana. We can Genesis Ultimatum sucks. So they could go get Uro here. We can, as long as they don't get another Teferi. Oh, they could also part the water veil, sure. They'll get rid of my Teferi, but I get rid of one of their Cobras. Sure. Yep. So we can Valky. Then we'll be able to exile their Uro. They don't have Omnath, so that's not something they can do. If we Valky, they can't kill it with Ugin. And white. Done. Get some stuff. No. Heal through this turn. So they're gonna go and get a Uro. I could kill their Ugin. I can bring the light. What do we want to bring the light for? Do we want to go for just the Niv? Probably. Just go get Niv. Hopefully we hit something like we hit Dreadport. So we need red. So they could play another Ugin here. If they have it. They can also go for another Uro. So they'll have to kill off their Ugin in order to get rid of my Tibalt. They decided not to. Go for another Uro, sure. This might be my Uro here. +2. Nahiri. We can go Sylvan Caryatid. We can go Omnath. No, we can't do that. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3. So we could go Uro. We can't go Uro, but we could do 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. We could go Nahiri and Omnath. We just got to make sure we tap correctly. Green, red, green, red, yeah, green, red, blue, and then white. Forest, we still have. So they'll kill my Tibalt now, but we have answers to everything they're doing. We could kill this Ugin. We can then get rid of their Uro that they're going to get here. If they have another part the water veil, that'll suck. But I think we can manage that. I'm hoping we can manage that. We're at a healthy life total. They growth spiraled Roger and Triome. Or sorry, they cycled Roger and Triome. So there's the Omnath. So we can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we could do everything that we want to do here. Teferi is annoying, but that's still fine. Okay, so we go red black here. Not entirely excited of playing my Valky into this. I do want to get rid of that. In fact, what we probably can do is get a little bit more information first. Ditch this. There's a Niv. Green, green, blue, blue. We got to worry about time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. So they could replay Uro. Genesis Ultimatum, sure, they're running out of stuff to do. They drew essentially a whole bunch of cards with Genesis Ultimatum. They're at 9 cards, so we just mostly just gotta survive and let them deck themselves. They're gonna probably have the part the water veil here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They'll bounce. But I don't think it's going to really help them much. I think, cross your fingers that we have this. They're at 3 cards. It's going to be a massive cost to cast the Uro. So they're going to go part here, take another turn. I'm at 23 life. They gotta have another way to deal me damage, like another part. Which I don't think they have. They already cast it. They're at 2 cards. let's see, we can go red, black, kill here. Ouch. Okay, so unmoored I like, veto, dispark. Ashiok might be good. Yeah, Ashiok. Casualties, Rakdos return. Don't like this as much. Don't like Oath. Solar Blaze I actually like. Shadow's Verdict I don't. Solar Blaze basically kills everything they do. That's why I like it. Abrupt Decay. Maybe not so much on Nahiri. I don't like fighting the Omnath battle, though it's mana, which is good, and it gains life, so maybe it's fine. Maybe it is Abrupt Decay. Maybe I just get rid of the geese. And go here. And have Carridids. Geese allows me to ramp. It also survives Solar Blaze. Maybe I keep in 2 and get rid of an Omnath and the other Nahiri. Do I need the other Nahiri for anything? Just for finding threats, but it doesn't really kill much of anything. Maybe I don't care about Solar Blaze. I don't think I actually care about Solar Blaze. I have a lot of ways to kill stuff here. So okay, we'll go with this. This is a good hand. A little slow. They'll probably get an Omnath down, but if they get an Omnath down, we could go and name either part the Water Veil or something else with that, like a Genesis Ultimatum. Okay. Playing Datha. Something here, gonna go Tef, sure. Yep. We want mana, so we're just gonna go ahead and play out the Andatha Triome. Maybe not? Yeah, we'll play it out. So here's Omnath. What are we going to do here? That's the question. We could slaughter games. I think we named Genesis Ultimatum. They're going to kind of go off with the Omnath. I have an answer with Nahiri, but I kind of have to wait for them to attack with it because it has to be tapped. We'll just go and name Genesis Ultimatum. Escape, Emrakul. I know this particular player plays Emrakul. I played them before. So another Teferi, Lotus Cobra, and Forest. Okay. Gonna play quickly. We want this. No. Next turn, hopefully they attack. They will attack. Hopefully they don't have like one of their gusts. Sure. Okay, mana. Do you have something to do with it? I got rid of the ultimatum. Did they draw a part? Nope, just another Uro. Sure. Okay, so actually we'll exile. Can I go 1, 2, 3? I might just want to. Black, red. Exile. Black, red. Kill that. Yield to turn. Lotus Cobra, sure. Yep, do they have something else to do? They can't Uro. Teferi, yep. So we'll be able to Valky here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No. We're gonna try to Tibalt. We got a dispute from them. So if they cast the Uro here, okay, we can exile it, and we're in pretty good shape. They'll have to get an answer for the Valky. Oh, did they go and they get part the water veil here? Ooh, Emrakul. Okay. See what happens. So they're going to utter end my Valky or Nahiri. Turn off auto yields. They're controlling me. Sure. Oh, they're going to get rid of my Valky with Nahiri. Nice. So attack Nahiri, sure. They're gonna go for casting Uro here. Never mind. They might still be, I think they could play another land still. Yeah, so they're gonna go for Uro here. See if we can get an answer. We'll attack Tef. Okay. Cycle, sure. We'll go red, white, green, blue. We'll go here. So we're gonna get hit. Oh, I could have probably went and got Yorion, but okay. They're gonna tag. Oh, they're gonna part the water veil me here, or Ugin. Probably part the water veil first, then Ugin. Yeah, we'll concede the game there. That's okay. It's interesting that my opponent here was complaining about me having the Dreadbore, and then they ripped that Emrakul to swing the game in their favor. So I always find it amusing when people complain when you don't really understand that variant swings both ways, and if you're getting a bit unlucky against someone, you're going to get lucky against someone either that very game or later on down the road. But I digress. I generally don't pay attention to comments my opponents make. In fact, what I might do is close out that window. I think I'm okay with what I did here. My dog is up and about now. After a good nap, we did a 4-mile run and walk this morning. Yeah, this looks good. Keep Triome into Sun Petal Grove, Caryatid. We don't have an answer to Omnath, but we do to, if they resolve it to Teferi, we can also have an answer, or we can hold up veto for Teferi if we're lucky. Evolving Wilds. These are also answers to the Cobras, Lotus Cobra. Gonna have all the mana in the world here. I don't think they play sweepers. Sure, Caryatid's fine. I will play here, and again I will hold up for it's blue. Teferi. They might just go Omnath here. Alright. Rewarded. So they probably do have an Omnath, I imagine. We'll go and we'll get... Oh, there's the Niv. So we'll go and get my Yorion. Here's Omnath. Do they have... They don't have a land to go with it. Okay. White, blue, green. Yeah, red and black. Bring the light to Teferi. Go here. Get rid of decay. Sure. There's a land. So I will go attack. I'm expecting them to have some sort of counter spell, so I'll bait it out with the Teferi. Or like a gust. You okay? Go top with that. Get a bit far ahead here with Nahiri. And then we can casualties of war. Yep, that's fine. So the thing I want to watch out for here is Ugin. So I'm just going to plus and annihilate their hand on draw step. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. Is there anything else we could play? We'll get a red, or we could get black, either or. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all we really need to do it for. They'll get Uro. But now we're just really far ahead. They can still get Uro, but what we'll do is we still want to be careful with them getting Ugin. So there goes my Teferi. Nahiri's down. Sure. Okay. So what do we want to do here? We can bring the light and we can Valky. We can Uro. Can we Uro and Valky? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Or we can Uro and Niv. But I think I like Uro and Valkying better. So we just got to make sure 1, 2, 1, 2. Blue, green, and red. Done. Get their Omnath. Do we get Omnath or do we get Uro? I think we get Uro, right? They got something. They might choose to attack. They don't attack. D-Spark is nice. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Red. Red. Blue. Green. Mystical Dispute. 1, 2, 3. No. Already did this. And we are holding up D-Spark essentially. Maybe I should have gotten rid of that Omnath there. I don't know what they have. Maybe Emrakul. Ugin, sure. This kind of is okay. Because they puts them at 0 cards essentially if they sweep me here. And I have an answer to it right here. Really? Really? This is awesome for us. So what are they attacking? Tibalt. Kill here. Block. Block. Okay. White. Black. Do they have the part? Okay, so exile. Could have another Ugin. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8. Exile zone. Blue, white here. So they may go part the water veil here. Might be a Genesis ultimatum. Sure. Sure. We're very far ahead still. Let's go. Mystical disputes. We have that now. We have the dispute now. Okay. Get some lands. Blue. Nice. So what time do we have? It's 4:23. We're 2-1 in this league. What do we have? Do I have time to keep going? What am I at for time with this stream? I'm not sure where it actually says. Maybe it's over here. So about 2 hours. All right, so I'll try to finish this league right now. Play another match. Hopefully, not really in the mood to get stuck in with another big mana deck, but you know, whatever. That's Pioneer for you right now. That's actually kind of Magic in general right now. You go to a lot of the formats and they look like that. Okay, so this is aggro deck. We're playing against Lurrus. However, I don't like this hand. Colors are way off. This I do like. And we'll probably put back Nahiri. Maybe it's Teferi. Bring the Light's my payoff. So that could get, you know, depending on what they're playing, that could get. We'll put back Nahiri. Done. That could get a lot of what I need, such as it could get the Niv, it could get a sweeper, because they are a Lurrus deck. Are they red or are they are red? Okay. A Swiss Spear deck. Got it. Let's go Hallowed Fountain. No. Then we'll go Uro. It's red, white, burn. Either that or it could also be the deck that won a couple of challenges recently. Okay, so they're hurting for mana too, just like me. Hopefully we hit a land off this. Land. Yes. Any untapped land. Oof. I can't cast anything. Alright. We can get Yorion though. Let's see who finds that. Let's see if they find a second land first. Land. Okay, well, I can cast this. My dog wants to play right now. She's got her little toy Pinky. It is a pump sub deck, sure. Alright, come on, untapped land. Untapped land. Oof. Alright, let's see if we survive this turn. Green. Blue, red, white. Shadow's Verdict. There's our land. I think we just go Bring the Light here for our boy. it kind of doesn't matter what colors we use. Red, white, green, black, blue. We could have also Yorion and Oath of Kaya. It's probably not a bad idea, to be honest with you. Maybe that was the play, because they could go like 10th District Legionnaire or something. Alright, so here we go exile. We can exile that next turn. Right now we'll just... No one can get lands. Okay. White, blue here. And this will make it a lot more difficult for them to do anything. Yeah. They can't cast pump spells, they have to do them all in their main phase. Alright, so got a little lucky there. Clarion. That's mostly it. Valky's okay, they could kill it pretty easily with Reckless Rage. We don't want Solar Blaze, we don't want Slaughter Games, we want Shadow's Verdict. We want everything that gains life. They play Chain to the Rocks. Maybe it's Gilded Goose. My dog's looking at me very intensely. She wants me to play with her. Okay, it's a Shadow's Verdict. I have early interaction, so I'm going to keep. We're going to go Overgrown Tomb into Drowned. Or maybe we just here. Okay, so this straightforward. Okay, we'll go in Dotha because we need the white. I could have grabbed Yorion there, but I need the white. Okay, so they'll get Swift Spear or something next turn. We can Shadow's Verdict. So we'll drop here. No, and we'll pay for Yorion. There you go. So you got the Dreadhorde Arcanist, Gird for Battle. Okay. So now we want this. Go Shadow's Verdict at a good, healthy life total. Soulscar Mage. Alright, this turn is going to be nice because we could green, blue, red. We could get Uro. Hopefully they don't have Reckless Rage. They don't. Guess get blue. I'm just not sure. conceded. Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. She's away for the weekend. How are you, by the way? Yeah, she's gone for the weekend, alright? Okay, have a good day. Shh, come on. That was one of my daughter's friends. Okay, so Millie? Shh. She's gone. Okay. Alright, we'll do one more match. We'll finish this league. We're 3-1. Hopefully we can finish 4-1. I have a string of 3-2s in my last several leagues, so hopefully I can break that string. Millie, come. Go in your crate. Crate. Good girl. Lay down. Down. Good girl. Play with Pinky. This is Pinky, her little baby. Alright. Last match for the day. I'll take another aggro matchup. Whatever it is though. Guess if I don't want to play long grindy games, I shouldn't play Niv. I don't mind playing them. I mind playing them all the time. Alright, so we're in for a long grindy match. That's fine. This hand is keepable. I could Fabled Passage, fetch for Forest, and played Hallowed Fountain. Probably Fires, I'm assuming. Either that or it could be... Yeah, fire. It looks like Fires. And I'll wait till their end step. Yep, Fires. Well, we have the answer for Agent here with the Slaughter games. So hopefully we can get there with our lands. It doesn't help. It's more mana, but it doesn't help. So if we could draw an untapped land that produces red or black, here we go. We can nab Agent of Treachery. Do we just name Fires here? I think we might name... Oh, no, but they could transmogrify, so I think we have to still name Agent because they have a lot of ways. Fires cheats them on mana, but they don't have a lot to do with their mana right now. Okay, that's good. Yeah, if they end up drawing just like a transmogrify effect where they can exile a creature, they were in pretty big trouble. We don't particularly want them to have Fires, but I could probably answer that somewhere along the line. And next turn, I could go Carried and Goose, unless I draw a land, and then I'll, they conceded. Okay. How interesting. I mean, they could have tried to grind me out or something. Anyways, Ashiok is in. All these are in. Rakdos return. Casualties. I don't think I want Surok. We could probably cut the geese. It does get me up on mana. Oath. No. We want Valky. Solar Blaze and Shadow's Verdict. So their secondary game plan is to just token me out. And both these help versus that game plan. So I kind of like these. However, I don't actually really think I want that. I don't think that is how we want to battle them. We could gain a lot of life to kind of overcome that. We have answers for each of the token makers, the chariots, and so forth. So I think we just kind of want to go a bit, just go bigger like this. Bring the Light is a little bit of a casualty because they are a Teferi deck, but I still think we want it over like a sweeper or more geese. Okay, reveal Yorion. Is this good enough? And I think not. Is this good enough? We're missing blue, but I think we keep it done. We have a turn 2 play in Valky. Veto's nice if we could draw. Veto's nice if we could draw a blue source. If we don't draw a blue source, we're in a bit of trouble. Blue source, nice. Well, Valky. You know, there might have been, so they're going to bounce with the fairy. So it might have actually probably been correct to hold up Veto and then play my own Teferi instead. And I think that was a misplay on my part. Because they don't have a lot of hits for Valky. This doesn't really do much. So now they're ahead. This Veto's dead. Source. There's another Valky. Well, we could hopefully we draw some sort of red source so we can play the Omnath. Fires. Yep. Chariot. Yeah, we're behind. I messed this one up by casting that Valky and not holding up Veto. I mean, they still would have gotten Fires down, but whatever. If I don't draw a red source, I just might concede here and just try to win game 3. Well, we draw a red source. Okay. We're still stupid far behind because of this Fires. So they're going to Chain to the Rocks, Omnath. Okay, so Teferi down. guess these bots are bound to happen. Spamming to buy followers. So my plan for next turn is to I could destroy the fires. I don't want them to have some kind of transmogrify effect. I'm dying to this chariot as we speak. And in fact, I'm dead next turn. Shark Typhoon, sure. Yeah, I'm just going to concede here. They're really far ahead. Again, do I want something like Shadow's Verdict? What do I have to destroy the chariot? Despark, Teferi, all the tokens, Nahiri, but that only if it taps. We're just going to still stick with this. It's possible that I don't want Rakdos' return, but I think I do. It's key that they aren't allowed to do whatever they want with their mana. So this hand could cast anything, but the question is this better than a 6? And I think I could get better than a 6, but I think I could get a lot worse. So I have all my colors, which is a big deal. I'm going to keep it. I don't like it, but I really am. I have a lot of good top decks from here. I have Yorion. You know, I still have all my cycling lands, so I'm just hoping that this will work out. You know, I'll be able to get a lot of mana. Not a land. That's not a land, and that draws cards, so that's good. Sure. Not a land again. That's a land. So we'll go here. We could use Ashiok to fuel an Uro. So hopefully they don't transmogrify here. Okay, the Teferi. Bounce, they might not have a land. So we can bounce their token. We could kill Teferi if we want to, but I don't think we care. And I think I am going to minus. Target player mills 4 cards and exile each opponent's graveyard. So I could get Uro next turn. And they can't transmogrify now. They have fires. That's their turn. Blue, blue, green, green. 1 Uro. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Valky will come down next turn. I got all my colors. I could just cycle that. I don't care too much about this to fairy. I do care about the Narset. Raven's Warning, Chain to the Rocks, sure. So that's their turn. Cycle, there's a Niv. So do I Niv or do I Teferi? I feel like I just read black. Or sorry, do I Niv or do I Valky? But I feel like what I could do is I can hold up Bring the Light here. So Narset. So we might go Agent here. I mean, sorry, we might go and nab Agent here. Transmogrify. So I think we will. Blue, green, white, black, red. They may be playing, what is it? Dream Trawler. They are. So they're going to get Dream Trawler here. And we could kind of deal with that. Green, white, red. D-Spark. So we could get rid of the Narset. We can also get rid of fires, which I kind of like here. make them use their mana. They may find an answer for my Teferi with Narset, but I could deal with that. I think. I hope. So they got chained. So they're going to probably kill Teferi here. This is okay because we have an answer to Chain to the Rocks with Abrupt Decay. Yeah. So what we're trying to do now is we're trying to get to Rakdos return. Gain some life, not drawing cards, but okay. This is going to draw them cards. Bounce it, sure. Now they're going to kill Ashiok. So then we're going to Niv again. I might even take a look at their hand with Valky. Raven's Warning, sure. Fires. Another Raven's Warning, sure. Okay, so we can Niv. Teferi. And we'll hold up Dovin's Veto. So we'll veto that. Not necessarily what we want to veto, but we'll take it. They can get an attack in here, draw some cards, and we'll block the Dream Trawler. Okay, they're not attacking with Dream Trawler, so they're just drawing a card. So what I'm going to do this turn is I'm going to try to cast Teferi. And then hold up Bring the Light and or Rakdos' Return. I still feel ahead, though I'm not sure what they're going to do with the Raven's Warning and such. Okay, so there's Yorion. They're going to let those go. They're going to trigger those again. They got rid of Chain to the Rocks. So that's kind of okay. What we can do, so that's going to basically draw them cards. We don't care about our life total. We're going to go red, black, whatever, and white. Exile. Get more cards. Bring the light. I don't think we care about Unmoored Ego at this point. Blue, white. Do we just kill this? Kill this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Black, black, green, black, green here. Go casualties. Destroy target creature, destroy enchantment, land, planeswalker. Cast. Creature, enchantment, choose a land, planeswalker. We'll get rid of Teferi, I guess. Fires. Oh, I got another Sylvan off that. Sure. So now we can do the plan of get rid of all their stuff with the Teferi. They do have a little bit of a board which we need to be careful with. Kind of hoping for a land. Land is cool. We get white. Veto is fine. They may have another veto. I kind of think what we do is let's see if they have another veto. We can blue, black, and whatever. Do they have another veto? Dovin's veto. Okay. They do. Shark Typhoon. Okay. So they have Shark Typhoon. We can then do another Niv, or we can go, yeah, I think we go Niv. Green, white, red, and black. Done. there's another Teferi. They're going to put a card on top of their deck with Raven's Warning. We have D-Spark up. They may transmogrify my Niv. I might get another Niv. I might get a Sylvan. Or an Uro. Or an Omnath. There's actually Valky is another one too, so there's actually several cards that I could get. So I want to try to answer. There's a chain, sure. They gotta be running low on those. So we have to actually be careful of our life total now. Here's Chariot, probably. Escape the Wilds. Dream Trial gains hexproof until end of turn. Yep. Yep. So we'll upkeep. Oh, they can omen. Shoot, no, they can't omen. So we'll upkeep and exile that. Gone. All their threats are gone. Now I just got to deal with these birds, which shouldn't be that hard to do. And we got to deal with the Typhoon. We can bounce Typhoon. Well, now we can't bounce Typhoon. Uro, because we want to gain some life. Blue, blue, green, and green. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Done. Done. Okay. We're gonna white, white, red, blue, and green. Gain some more life. And now we have Niv up with Bring to Light. We also can do something along the lines of destroy Chain to the Rocks. What do they get here? Fires is fine. Five mana. Aye. Can't see what I'm doing. Kill that, because we can, though they get rid of my Teferi. Didn't really get too much with this Niv, which kind of sucks. They're at 45. We're at 20. So I can Yorion. I can Valky, but I'm afraid Valky would just die pretty quickly. So I think what we do here, we don't attack with Omnath. Attack here. Okay. I don't think we need to do this. Maybe we want to cycle. And they conceded. Okay. So we ended up getting there. Finally got a 4-1. Played a lot of grindy matchups. Lost the first match to a pretty cool Coco green-white deck. And then basically, you know, we got there against the World Tree ramp deck, Omnath ramp, red-white aggro, not burn, but rather playing pump spells with Dreadhorde Arcanist, and then as you just saw, fires. So looking at the list, I kind of liked it. I'm still not sure how I feel about Gilded Goose. I kind of already explained the idea behind it of ramping into a faster Bring to Light, a faster Niv overall, like a faster Valky, and kind of taking advantage of that. Trying to, you're never going to out ramp the ramp decks, but trying to maybe get to our end game quicker than they do so we could pull ahead. And it does, in theory, seem like it would help there. I would have to try this a little bit more. Overall, it didn't seem bad though. But I did just honestly didn't see it enough to really be able to tell. I played a league earlier where I was doing something like this, Oath of Nissa with Paradise Druid, because it's possible that we just don't need that much ramp. And maybe this is a little bit better. Oath of Nissa helps you grind, but then as you saw with this deck, we won against 3 decks. We were essentially able to outgrind them. Some kind of tricky matchups. So maybe something like this is a good idea. I think I want to run it through one more league to see at least one more league to see how I feel about the Gilded Goose. They did fall out of favor for a reason. Maybe it is something like where we go Paradise Druid over Gilded Goose and the Oath of Nissas. Anyway, I don't know if this is actually better than 60 either, 60 card Niv. But from what I saw in that league, I feel like it can come close at least. The cool thing is that you can play a lot of the cards that you have to shave, and if you can make the deck consistent enough, you'll be able to see those cards if you play enough of them. So I don't particularly like one-ofs. I say that and I have one-ofs here, right? But the thing is that I don't want to have just only a few answers to certain decks. I want to have multiple answers. And so, Ashiok goes into my deck against the Mirror, for example, but then so does Rakdos's Return. And, other cards like possibly Unmoored Ego. So then, I have a lot of hits that are good cards in the Mirror. And so I guess the right term isn't I don't like one-ofs, but rather I don't want a sideboard completely chock full of, and like when I want an answer chock full of one-ofs, and when I want an answer, I want to have multiple answers to strategies, cards, etc. So that's why, double D-Spark, especially in a deck like this, I mean, I could even see 3. Because I often wanted this card, and with all the big mana decks out there, it had a lot of applications. A lot of people seem to be playing Teferi, so I don't know if Dovin's Veto is all that good right now, but it did have its turns where it seemed great, and it's probably really good against the more true control decks that are playing a lot of counter spells. One thing I do want to say is I was fairly impressed with this deck's ability to grind. We beat 3 difficult matchups that essentially cheat on mana. Well, I don't know if the World Tree is actually a hard matchup. You get Slaughter Games out. They take a long time to get to Slaughter Games. You get Slaughter Games out, and you just really then have to just make sure you withstand any kind of big ramp plan that they do, and then you have essentially inevitability because you can answer all their creatures. So I don't know if that's actually a bad matchup. I haven't lost to it yet, but I've only played it a couple times. But Omnath Ramp and the World Tree, not the World Tree, sorry, Omnath Ramp and Fires are both difficult matchups where they can very easily get ahead, and we just don't have enough time to come back. They just get us dead pretty quickly. And we got a little lucky in those matchups, and our opponents stumbled, but I do felt like some of the way the deck is configured helped us to be able to compete and to help them stumble along the way, and essentially give us the chance to withstand that onslaught and or stop it altogether, and then be able to come back. Like I said, where we have just good overall card quality that allows us and answers essentially to everything, especially after sideboard, that allows us to compete. So, and I was pretty impressed with this deck's ability to do that, and I felt like, again, like I said, in theory, if it didn't necessarily help in practice, in theory, Gilded Goose helped with that. So, yeah, that's all I really have to talk about with this at the moment. If there's any questions, you could post them on the YouTube, and I'll try to answer. I don't know when I'm necessarily going to stream next. I don't have a set schedule. I will be continuously posting videos though. Hopefully I could get, leagues in at a time, but often I can't. It'll be 2-3 games at a time. And so I will be frequently posting those to my YouTube channel. I hopefully will be able to stream again this weekend. I have a nice 3-day weekend, as I believe a lot of people do in the United States anyways. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful, that you learned something, even if at least it was from my mistakes. And I hope you join me again next time. Take care, everyone.